What are the things we need to do to sustain democracy? Democracy will not survive by itself if we don't work for it.
John Dramani Mahama, John Ababio, John Kwame Nkrumah, John Onapo, John Aban, Papa Abo, John, you are the hope. Papa no akasa na Nansimo Kano simple short yetia. When you something as I'm the crow away, Yantu said you so home. And as I'm a cross no, Neka 8 ya. Papa na smoking and say democracy ya kun yasu. I see a pair for chain will be here. Internet, you say democracy, and it will affect our democracy. Was it on the inauguration day, on the 7th of January 2025? Captain Ibrahim Traore, everybody. Was it president by any na? Doji fancy Kasiapa, Ibrahim Traore.
Ibrahim Traore.
Ghana football genusu yay! Go dede sa ko se papa ntenas. Ana se otena se ade san ye kotena se okoda. Ena o se maami lodi na mbacho da mpa no so no meba. Otena se ye calculation sa I don't get it. Na omo ye to abase ye do omo e ma omo no. Nan ana mba Ghana omunya sa lavi. Na mo no de ode by force atu president abedi ade no. Ghana for budget so uko ni krom Burkina Faso a ya budget so. Also look, some kind of incidents here, you have to be someone that can use your common sense to think. There's a paradigm of change. People are beginning to think differently from the traditional way of doing things. And then people understand that democracy is when the people are safe and sound. When the people can eat good, can enjoy their life with their masters. But say democracy ni say oh, me can be another can be. But maybe na me micromanage your life. Na me more life I am miserable. Now life I say you have to do more to gain the little. Hey, and what? To honor the reason why Captain Ibrahim Traore is much loved, because he does what the people want. The people want safe life. The people want to work hard. The people want to be given opportunity. They are ready. They don't want to be idle. Give them a reason. And I know a mania threat at the democracy in Africa. If democracy in Africa does not develop and overpass, as I say, you say no. Democracy just cannot be re-voting. It should be working. It should make sure that democracy now I can get what I can get by my qualification and my competence level. It is answer me or can ye? I'm a man for to say, John Dramani Mahama. I won't say echo what for you now say, Obuchi, Eyu Fochi, Mali Niger, and then Burkina Faso. But the way I was so big up Burkina Faso, now I figure you the entire United States of America for a towel. But John Dramani Mahama, the president of the land, my president, your president, our president, and some of Captain Ibrahim Traore, the Burkina Faso president, India.
Have overthrown democracies and are under military dictatorship. That should give us a pause for thought. That should make us think. And that should make us ask ourselves questions about why democracy is dying. And that's why the topic of today is relevant. What are the things we need to do to sustain democracy? Democracy will not survive by itself if we don't work for it. And like Ibrahim Traore said, whatever system of government you have, autocracy, democracy, theocracy, whatever, if it does not deliver opportunities and prosperity to the people, it will not survive. And so the excitement of going back to democratic governments, by 2024, before we held elections, it was clear that the excitement had had completely disappeared. Because all the Afro-Barometer surveys and all the other surveys they did, and in many of these surveys they added the question, do you prefer democratic government or would you support a coup d'etat? And it was frightening to notice that a lot of our young people said they prefer to live under a military government. And so that should give us pause for thought. And that is why I said that we need a reset of our democracy. We need a reset of our economy.
Eti John Dramani Mahama, John Ababio, John Kwame Nkrumah, John Onapo, Papa na kasa na nuhwam. Asem aka no so de. Asam no kure we me den to sebi. We to sebi enye. No kure no nitrodo. There's a reason why Africans these days have zero tolerance in the modern democracy. In fact, they are willingly ready to die for an autocratic, a cool leader who decide to do their bidding. Because oftentimes we know leaders in Africa have been breeding in corruption from the infancies. Yes, when they share corruption, watch a joint you drew a year overpass. Who drew out here we as a watch children anymore. Out to watch your best 3 years in it. Do any a jump when I told you man was who could be a near my fair and Ausu. None of us are working with that credibility and integrity. None of us are working with that dignity. Every one of us think the way of making a life easier is the fastest way. And the fastest way is simple about destroying the other. One self for now, because you are all competing with the same thing and the same value now, and I'm watching among yourselves. So if you want to be more valuable, you have to sell more. This is the mentality. I'm telling you, so you would think that you are voting for a politician who is wicked. No, you are voting for a politician who came from the system that you and I we are inside. It cannot be possible say Nanado nye, Mahama nye, Kufo nye, Nelson nye, Rollins nye, Kwame Nkrumah nye, Hilary Mamu nye, omu ina nye. How? Me who say Matisse president be aba yeso yeda abroad so. Check where they are nye. So muna mo go to aba, mo say lie to aba man mo ye. Are you free from the corruption? If you are given the opportunity and the privilege, and upon occupy now, will you do something different? And then you are not yet fool so and the kinky, you have to turn 7 Ghana and 10 Ghana. And then you are not fool so driver for no, you this is soldier for and the force of no matter, and then was no, or matter fool also. And then you are not, say, who called you more, ye need concern near Mamma for, near, ye crepo amount for, Adumawura on the Dumas Disika. And Nuru be ada, they be a jeer for a tax dinner. But a bedru track a sea orphan. Seka or they might get no one day. A chance or the mama work here for Bosume. Nippon also says about the moment terminal. The boss go one or even who you man, the boss 2-3 seconds. Yeah. Just a yenny now, we are just naturally born corrupt. When the very moment I saw Bible, Nicoran, and shall say, ye leader. Because Tetensam na minimum no. Even in the 80s, 90s now, ketwai. Enye ne bebrebe ho. I read you about quality amount for wrong psychological thinking no. Obeka no kore. Bia bono, obeka no kore. Oni be daga so nka no kore. Em for Bible no magazine ame fa ne bo to netem. Obeka no kore. People were more decent. People were more clean. People try to speak the truth always. But and this scriptures, the Bible, Quran, you're born here, yes, Adaka. You're born, I said Adaka. Everything destroyed. Into and then say John Dramani Mama catch us and me. You prefer say you be an autocratic person. You be the coup. But why do we always like something that we ourselves we cannot be? Because we only like it because the Captain Ibrahim Traore, it does not affect the ordinary citizens much. I feel not dealing with officials. Man, sending Embra down to the people with their corrupt acts. Ube kwa mwafu the dirty ano. And then Obia pesi teacher ma to me. Obia pesi kenovorata. Obia pesi a friend saying anado. Ye chi a friend saying gabi o chire na akone. Omo atase ye suspect so mabo ekroni na. But say wo bokro no na ye chi wa. We are sure so much of me pacho. Kanakore. Sa wo bokro no na ye chi wa. Sa wo eduru adwuma mu na sika bi beduru a on add zeros. On minus zeros. Enye yi. So what's the difference between you and that politicians? A privilege and opportunity. May we be healed from our greed and selfishness. May we consciously and unconsciously love ourselves and love others the same. May we think prosperity for ourselves and our country to be something that is paramount for us, because we all deserve that. But one thing I've come to realization is that the world is not fair. The violence will take it by force. The conquerors will always conquer. The weak will always suffer. The meek will be considered weak. It's always going to be like that. So at the end of the day, in as much as that you want the best to happen, I hope and pray you are also the best for someone else. When a naked truth, our Oldboga trends. For comments, no, at the comment section, as John Dramani Mahama say, yep, democracy no be adru no. Timamfo no yankasa yenhada mpe. Timamfo no yankasa yenhada mpe democracy ni sa. But ekoye favor dia yepe. But also this time around, President Billian to abamo bia through democracy. Think and think wisely, because to honor the way Africans generally are beginning to align themselves with Omuisuku, Edebeji power no. It's practically telling you that it's not the olden days where we hated the military regime. Even that, a lot of Ghanaians believe that if all of our past presidents are alive, the one person they will choose, Jerry John Rawlings. Why? Oyisuku Basil. People think in Africa, sometimes you have to be so strong and straight. Meanwhile, none of us want that straightness. None of us want that accountability. None of us want that responsibility. We all want to enjoy the privileges. But say the current ones, they need half of where my baby there. What's Ramo? Much about Munisu, it is a sound group for you. Now you are among the ICU on Nepal. Now you are among the sea Kenya. Now you are among the sea Uganda. How amount for a revolution? The sea Nigeria answers. Kakrabi Afagana for any so. Some man here cool for to take over in the entire Africa, and nobody can do anything about it. Then Anna Wadri Aya war for what time we were 10 years. For no cre, be the truth teller like me and tell all the truths. Our comment section as a canocre, actually John Dramani Mahama and the entire Africa. Who are subscribing, like it. Nashema Unia, so in your 10 notification button on. Now, making sure say every single day be no. The next video be pop up no. Abe idea we pay. Nti ube enjoy. Maxi, Billian, no. Naked truth. Oldboga trends background.